everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tuber. Welcome back. If this is your 6th Reacher Season 2 episode review, hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe out there in the big girl world. I can't believe it. We're coming to an end. We're in the last stretch of episodes, and the show continuously to fire on cylinders. You know, this is where I was talking about. This is the episode where, like, everything's starting to funnel in together. We're getting the answer, but we're still getting those very peak-ass Reacher moments. I want to say this episode kind of threw me for a bit of a misdirection, or maybe just the fact of, like, you know, like me waiting so long and then getting to the episodes, like, I don't entirely know 100% what I'm supposed to be getting, mind you, by the time we get to the end of the day. But honestly, like, for me, like, I really just, again, every Reacher episode is just such a privilege, it's such a treat to watch, just to see what shenanigans they're throwing their way there. And again, the banter, the writing, and once again, every single time, I always expect this to be, okay, this is the new average for a Reacher episode. And then they just do something at the end where I'm like, this is so damn cool. I'm in love with it. I really, really am. And I want to say this is like a mild spoiler, but like that scene towards like the end of the episode, Alan Richardson, James Gunn, if you're listening, you know, here is your Batman. This is your Batman. You need to get this guy. People want him. He's got the physique. We can finally get that sort of comic accurate Batman that fans have been riling for so long. Because I don't know about what The Rock did. Say what you want about Black Adam, but he really like kind of changed the bar when it comes to like superhero physique going forward. And not to say that, you know, again, it's character by character basis, but like I'm just like, damn, like, you know, it's just Jesus. But with that all being said, let's get to the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of Reacher. So picking back right where we left off from last week, our special investigators are just watching the explosion, kind of guesstimating how the hell did Swan do this? What did he actually, you know, do to like trigger this entire thing? And again, once again, Reacher's just trying to stay point that Swan could not do this. This is not him. This is not his MO. Everyone's just like, nah, Swan's a traitor. He did this. Like, you know, it's literally like, look at all these breadcrumbs. Like, you know, there's just too much to ignore. Which, again, I can agree with and also can disagree. I side with Reacher's team, and at the same time, I do side with Reacher as well. I do understand that, like, you don't want to believe it. You think you know someone, and maybe at the end of the day, you still do know someone. It's just that, you know, everything has an explanation. Wait till you hear from the goose's mouth. Detective Russo shows back up, tells them, yeah, it was a tripwire explosion. Originally, the plan was, yeah, they were supposed to, all 5 of them were supposed to walk into the building. So they should have died at that building, but they didn't. So again, they're just counting their ducks as, like, you know, once again, they're lucky birds whatsoever. So now they're just trying to figure out what exactly to do now. Like, you know, again, they're kind of thrown to the backside. Like, they had a bunch of, it's like every Reacher episode ends like, they have a bunch of leads, they run up to all the leads to the end of the episode, and then it doesn't go their way, and then they're back to square zero. Thankfully, Russo does have a lead for them. The car that, the receptionist, the one that ran away with her daughter from a couple episodes ago, they just found her car somewhere nearby. Russo's gonna go take care of an error, so he's letting Reacher and the others go take care of the car. Which they do. So they go over there. Nothing of ordinary, just generic stuff. Again, this is all just like haste and waste, you know, still like what the hell's really going on here? You know, a lot of things are like, you know, in the big old question mark zone right now. So they head over to the nearby convenience store to see if they can like find some footage, you know, since the fact you have a preteen daughter, like you presume she's going to get hungry at some point. Like, you know, adults, like we could probably live for like a couple days without getting food or water, but like a growing kid and you're a parent, nah, you got to feed them. So like there's more reason to not that they would have stopped over here, which they do. The footage does definitely survey that while the cashier tries to survey Ramsey. I forgot the names of the characters again. It's been too long. It's been a very long weekend for me. It's been a very long week. I've been down in the editing bay hole finishing up a project for another thing that's coming out in a couple of days, but that's near here or there. But anyway, so that doesn't really work out. She's just not interested in like being simped today. So the footage does prove of their location and everything, but it doesn't really give that much other details to figure out what the hell's going on. She does have, however, again, the daughter has a Nintendo Switch, and she does have that should have an online ID tag. So if they can find out what the ID tag is, they can trace back to whatever IP address is connected to right now on the internet. Which I'm like, Yeah, about that. Like, at least in my experience with the Switch, I never connect to the Wi-Fi, so my, I mean, it's connected at home to like download and get updates and stuff like that. That obviously all that shibano. But like for me, like I never really connected outside. Like when I go on trips with it, I literally just keep it docked and like don't even bother to turn it on to the Wi-Fi. So I'm not sure entirely that's the best approach to play it. But like, yeah, it's a kid. Like I don't think they're even minding too much about. Oh, let's look at a Nintendo Switch and see, what's going on there. So they decide to go back to their house and take a look over there, see if they can find the ID tag, so they can trace the location, so they can figure out what the hell's going on with that front. So then going forward to Reacher decided to like, yeah, the suit game, it's over. It's been a few episodes. I'm ready to ditch it. Leaving it hit it here. Conveniently, this convenience store that's like 7-Eleven ripoff, let's call it, literally has like a clothing rack of like Reacher size clothing for him to use. Conveniently, a pants, a shirt, a jacket. Like it's got all your Reacher needs over there, which I'm like, damn, that's just like pure irony right over there. Yeah, so he purchases that. He gives out. He decides to let Ramsey pay for the entire thing, which and put it on the national debt. Which I'm like, again, I'm pretty sure the stinger of the end of the episode, of the end of the season is going to be Reacher paying back her. I'm 100% certain that's going to be the case on that front. So they return back to the household. They are starting to just they're literally just like home invading. Like they're just like swatting over there. Reacher decides to get some Z's. O'Donnell decides to make a pizza. Ramsey decides to play some video games, and that leaves. Again, I'm so bad with names again. Like I literally was on a roll. And then I forgot, but the woman that Reacher is, like, they slept and they don't act like a couple. They're just like, yeah, we're kind of romantic, we're kind of sexually involved. That's about it. I forgot her name. I do apologize for that. So she kind of gets the clue that her Reacher's going to bed, so she decides to go to bed with him and they decide to do it, which I'm like, damn. Again, Reacher, I don't know what his games is, whether or not he's been dry boning since Margrave, but like, these back-to-back nights, I don't think he's rejecting it. I really don't think so. Meanwhile, across some other state in the middle of, nowhere in the United States, AM has been approached by a police officer who's about to give him a ticket for, just to get oh no, he's in PA. I remember that. He's in PA now. Apparently there's a rule where, like, you cannot have hanging tags over your windshield, which I'm like, that is kind of stupid. Like, if you have an air freshener, like, where else are you supposed to put it? But, like, regardless, he's like, don't worry, I'll take it down. Just give me a warning. And she's like, yeah, I'll give you a warning, but I gotta give you an official warning. So it's going to go on your record, but it won't be a ticket, which I'm like, what's the point of it being on the record? Again, this is why. Actually, I was actually thinking about moving to the PA in like the far future, so I'm like, damn, that just doesn't really help me out that much. AM knows he's kind of been blown. He's about to get blown again, so he decides to kill her, take away her dash cam, and like, just leave her on the side of the road, just to like, and keep moving on forward. I want to say, oh, we're not there. We're not that scene yet. So it's the. I want to say it's so Russo goes to visit his captain, the one that he kind of berated at a few episodes ago, and the one who berated him back for berating him, and basically just tells him flat out, hey, look, I know you're the one who snitched. Like, it was just you and me who knew that Reacher's team went to Boston. They got shot up in Boston. They thankfully survived in Boston. So it's like, it's got to be you. Initially, he's just denying it. He's just like, that's a false accusation. Like, I am your superior. You're in my house, and you're coming to me badgering that I'm the one who broke the law, which eventually he's like, yeah, I did. But, like, he didn't do it for the sake of, like, of his choice. It's because when a rich and powerful dude comes to you, tells you, you're going to make this quiet, otherwise, you're screwed. That's where like, kind of like your hands are tied. Either your life is more important, or, you basically are dead. Which I'm like, there really isn't much of an option. I mean, technically there is, but like, it's kind of like one of those. It's like the Epstein thing, where like, if you don't compromise, you get suicide by hanging. Again, it is what it is by that point. And they get into a bit of a deeper conversation about, like, just about their importance of, like, being in the NYPD, like, they're, again, one of the most important cities of the world, that, we have a whole duty to, like, withhold the badge and everything. They bring up 9/11, which I'm like, again, maybe I'm presuming they were part of 9/11. Again, we haven't gotten much backstory on these two characters, so I'm like, okay, I'm guessing 9/11 does, Shapiro was it, which, yeah, it was a seismic event. I live in New York, so I'm like, of course, I lived through it, so, I do understand. I'm not trying to, like, lower the ball there, but, like, it kind of felt like, left field a little bit. Like, I know I was trying to, like, give gravity to, like, being an officer is like, just an important thing that you need to, make sure the badge you hold is held in the utmost prestige. And, this guy didn't really do so. And he doesn't really reject his actions, like he's still alive. He's got money. It's kind of a win-win for him. And of course, Russo's just like not, disgusted with him. And he's trying to loop him in on the deal, like, hey, just help me out here. Maybe if he comes back and like he needs Reacher's location, like, you got this. You're cool with Reacher now. And Russo's like, nah, I'm not. I ain't doing this. So he dips. After reaches his coitus section, session with his ally. I'm so bad with names. I really am. He has a flashback to the last days of the special investigators back in the army. They're finishing up a project. I think they were finishing up Operation Chimera or something like that. And their superior officer comes in to let them know that another superior officer is about to finally get promoted to a higher rank that he's been waiting for so many years. However, he kind of was like, whether or not he was involved or anything, but like he has a connection to Operation Chimera. That like the big drug bust that the special investigators were about to blow the lid on. He's kind of in connection for not being able to determine it first. So if Reacher and his team does so, and then they do the report and they attach it, like, hey, wait a minute, this is in this guy's district. And this team found out, but not him. And it kind of puts into compromise that, is he really worth of this rank if he wasn't able to figure this out in his own backyard? So they want to shut down Operation Chimera before it happens, just to preserve, the promotion for this officer. And Reacher obviously calls bullshit on that. And he's like, okay, well, since you're literally, going against my orders here, I have no choice but to, like, if you proceed, I'm going to put a lot of red flags on your I forgot the terminology. Basically it means Reacher and his team are in trouble. Like, basically like just Reacher just saying that's just like, now you're fucked. You fucked up. Now you're gonna get punished. Which I'm like, damn. Like, even in the army, like they still don't give a shit. Reacher wakes up the next day, he kinda tells her about just his his remembrance, and just like, this is another similar mission where like this is like where they're going, it could be the last stretch of their mission, and something could dangerously happen at the end, and like, they gotta be open to the fact that something could go wrong again. Neagley walks in, she gives him the word that they got the location, it's about an hour out, and they said to head over there right away, promptu. So at the other house, an hour away, they find the woman. She's with a friend of hers. He's holding them up for a while she's going through a breakup. And they're just talking a little bit. They're just chillaxing a little bit. But Reacher and his team is already there. They pull the guy over there. I forgot his name already, but it's just such it's like a very simplistic name, and like they make fun of it for a little bit. They try to torture him, but basically they're like, look, we put a water bottle silencer on a gun. We start shooting if you don't bring her in. Marvero, I think that's her name, Marvero or something like that. And he does so, and I'm like, this dumbass, it's plastic. It's not gonna do shit. It really isn't. But like, okay, but and Reach is like, damn, that actually worked. Like, it's you must be a dumbass or something like that. Marvero comes in. She fills in that. She basically just like already is like point blank. Yeah, here's what's been going on. Like, I am not on anyone's payroll. I just got bribed out before I left by Langley. So apparently that. Oh my god, I forgot. Their old SI. I forgot his name already. Damn it, Sean. Damn, I forgot his name. I forgot his name already. The one that was seemingly betraying them. Damn, I already forgot his name. I said his name at the top of the episode. How did I already forget his damn name? But basically, he's the one who found out about Little Wing, and like just so apparently the chips that were being produced to like really simulate Little Wing, like a good amount of them were defective. They weren't working. However, since it was close to launch, this was such a big deal for the company, they decided to let it slide through. They'll deal with it in the aftermarket, which apparently estimates to around 650 chips that were like, malfunctioning, which makes sense to the reports that they found as well. That this was going to be a big thing, that they need to find out how to, stop this before this, this is weaponized and take it up to the sky. So they got a time frame here, and that's when, he starts calling in his, the other special investigators that we already knew were involved here. So that all kind of makes sense here and now. And I'm just like, okay, now the pieces are starting to fall into place, and Reacher's like, yes, I'm right. I knew it was right. You all should have listened to me from the beginning, which I'm like, I always listen to you, Reacher. Don't worry. I pay attention to you. So now they got that detail. So now they have an opportunity to draw out Langley to see if they can finish this once and for all. So they use her to kind of fool him about yeah, I was caught by them, but I got away. I gave them some phony information, but it's only a matter of time before they figure it out and track me down again. And Langley's like, not a problem. I could pull you out. Just give me a location and I'll go meet you up there. And that's where the special investigators are going to go. Coincide with it. But they gotta move the daughter, since the daughter is a potential liability if she's out on the field. So they give it to Russo, who's also about to hide out in Staten Island for a few days to until things lay low for a little bit, which I'm like, that's fair. That's a fair assumption to do. So they leave her with him, and then the five of them head out to an abandoned construction yard or something like that. Storage yard, whatever the case might be. They're ready to go on it. She's going to kind of be the bait while the rest of them are ready to go in sniper position to kind of kill Langley and end this once and for all. Well, not all for once and for all. They still got to deal with AM, but that's at least one major component out of the way. So that's what they need to do and, figure that out. However, sadly, Russo gets tailed by, I'm guessing his captain snitched him out. So he also got his own men on his own tail. He reaches out to Reacher. He tells him what's going on. Reacher's like, shit, we gotta split up and send some forces back over to Russo to protect him. Sadly, thankfully Langley's pulling in, but since Marvro got spooked with how about my daughter? Where is she? That's when the plan starts falling apart. But they decide to shoot away, and Langley, being the little bit of the little cock he is, decides to no, we're staying here. We're ending this mission right here, right now. We're gonna end this tonight. So he tells the men to stay behind while they go shoot at it to try and kill them all. Meanwhile, Russo's trying his best to get away, trying to keep her safe as well, which is a bit difficult considering the fact it's 4 men versus 1 guy in a vehicle with a child. So I'm like, again, it's this is really the forces are not being played as well here. So yeah, the special investigators get an opportunity to regroup a little bit, try to they're going to tail off and get Russo. But however, Reacher wants to stay behind, take care of Langley, end this once and for all. So he's going to take everyone else to go handle it. He's more than capable of handling Langley on his own, which they're like, okay, once again, don't argue with Reacher. He just proved you all wrong a few hours ago. So they split off. They go after the save Russo. Reacher heads off into the unknown. Langley, wanting to take down the big dog, stays behind. Again, you're in a tactical position in a car with 3 AR men, and you tell them, get out of the car, go find him, which I'm like, you are a dumbass. You are very much a dumbass. Eventually, he's got to move. He's got to move eventually. You got to be patient right here, right now. So they split up. One of them goes into a bus, which is where Reacher's waiting. And again, this entire scene just screams to me Batman. And I'm just like, the takedown, they're giving me obviously these are not stealth takedowns, these are kill takedowns, but it still gives me those Arkham vibe where I'm like, yes, this is Batman. This can be our Batman. He would be perfect as Batman. Just dye his hair, just dye it black. That's about it. It would be funny for the guy who played pseudo Aquaman to eventually grow up to play Batman. It's just that would be the funniest turn in the world, mind you. It would be hilarious. So hopefully he gets that part. James Gunn, please. Andy Mulusani, you're directing this one. Please, I'm begging you, please. So he takes them all 3 down with ease. My favorite one is he literally does there's a guy coming up against a vehicle, reaches below, he grabs him by the ankles, pulls him down, and just he does the yell, and I'm like, I love this so much. But Reacher's not a human being. He's struggling to get up a little bit because he's a little worn out here. The rest of the team head after Russo. Russo is trying his best, but sadly he gets shot down by a nearby highway passage. And he's kind of realizing, yeah, this could be it. This could be my last stand. He was also shot, so I'm like, yeah. So he knows the end is near, and the other team is still a little bit ways out, so he might not make it in time. So he tells the girl to run away, get as far away as you can, while he goes take care of the other individuals. Which he does. So he takes care of 3 of them before getting shot again near the heart. The girl gets away, but she gets cornered by one of the men. But thankfully, Ramsey plows him through with the car. thankfully reuniting the mom and daughter safely again. Reacher over back where tries to confront Langley, but Langley is a coward. He does not want to come out, so he summons a helicopter with weapons to. Again, this man is such a coward that I'm like, I cannot wait till Reacher freaking bashes his head out. I can't wait for that scene. That scene needs to happen this season to be utmost sad, because like Langley's just a man who just does not have the balls to face things for his well enough alone, and so he gets away. Reacher's kind of cornered by the police because again, now that Russo is about to be Gonzo, there really is no ally in the NYPD for the team now. While the rest of the team head over to Russo, who's dying, who sadly is about to die. He's it's near heart. It's death. It's not gonna look well for him, and he passes away. While the other team members just wander, and I got a little scared because I did read the article like a member of Reacher's team did die. And I'm like, no, like you can't do this to me now. You can't like all these team members are just invaluable to Reacher right now. Like I can't part with any of them. I really can't. So thankfully it wasn't the case, but like there's still 2 more episodes to go, so I'm like anything could really happen. So we'll see how it goes. But that was it for this week's episode of Reacher. Again, another solid episode. I thought it was great. Just the choreography and just the suspense of the last scenes, the last section was just so well done, so well choreographed. I'm gonna miss Russo. He was definitely much of a hard ass. Definitely trying to be somewhat to what Pinkley was last season, but definitely was trying to be something a little bit different, mind you. And I would have loved to see him and Reacher go head to head properly, but it's sad to see. But he did go out a hero's death, which thankfully is I think a good way to go off in this show's run through. Langley just deserves a beating. He just really does. He just needs one right now. He's like one of those he's almost in the category of villains for me where I'm like, this guy just needs a good punch to the face. That's what he needs. Again, we're getting more answers, which is great. There's still more answers to come. Like next episode, I feel like is going to be the most answer-filled episode, and then 8th is going to be straight up action. At least that's what I'm predicting, just by the looks of it. We still have a couple more scenes, definitely some more things to go to. We're 6 episodes in. AM is just a man of mystery, and we still have not really scratched the surface with him. Really, again, actions speak a lot louder than words. So I do appreciate him being the man of incognitus. But still, I still feel like there's still a little bit more we could do with him. So hopefully the last 2 episodes will satisfy it. But for now, this episode definitely already does a lot on the marks already, and I can't wait to see how it's all going to wrap up. So with that being said, I'm giving this episode 2 thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this week's episode of Reacher. I would love to hear your comments down below, as always. But I believe that's going to do for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the 2nd season of Reacher. If you want to know what we're doing normally on What's the Two, besides our Reacher episode reviews, right now, that's all we're doing right now. So stay tuned for more reviews just like this one. We'll be back soon. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, favorite, share if you want to. Ring that bell. Follow us on social media. But until we see each other again, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.